What's really good, guys? It's your boy Spotted Menace, aka D-Man, your man, and welcome to the Trailer Drops, our trailer reaction and review show for the channel. Over here at HEELKAIJU Gaming, we have always been major fans of the WWE 2K series, especially when it was just WWE SmackDown and SmackDown versus Raw, when it was helmed under THQ and Ukes. And we were completely disappointed when 2K20 dropped. We still got it, still haven't even actually managed to play all the way through because just something didn't feel right about it. But we got something special for y'all a little bit later on. But now, 2K22 has been on the horizon. It's been pushed back from its usual November-October release date. They said they weren't going to have any updates for us until January, but they decided to jump the gun, whether or not that's because they were way too excited or they started seeing how they were falling off a little bit due to the manic releases from WWE that is going to leave their rosters completely decimated. But now we got ourselves a hit list, a list of all the new features, the new things they're doing for the game to get us and keep us hyped about it. So let's go ahead and, since I already got my ears on, because I'm ready. If I'm already ready, I ain't got to worry about getting ready. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer for the hit list to see what they're going to be adding to the game, and then we're going to actually break it down bit by bit. Alrighty, y'all ready? Let's go. But that is a good looking Ray. I mean, up until last year, it was the graphics have always been great. So I'm not going to sit here and that does look good. But I'm not going to sit here and focus on that.
Just a mirage from Kobe Kingston.
Okay, we're going to have to take a look at that. Those new controls. The hair looks good. The hair looks good so far. Wait, was that Michael Cole?
A universe populated by monsters, giants, and larger-than-life beings. I was determined to find my own path to the top of the mountain in sports entertainment.
All right, so we got GM mode. I wonder how that's gonna work out. And then, of course, you gotta drop the microtransactions from my faction. Yeah, I think that's going to take over career mode. Okay, hold on. It looks good. Let's be real here. It looks good. Okay. There's a few things that we need to focus on. So give me 1 second so I can get my thoughts ready. All right, let's put a little beep right here. Okay, there are a few features that we need to take a look at. Namely, I want to take a look at that list of controls, because as I said, the gameplay already looks like it's going to be a little different. Already, from the looks of this camera angle. It's not going to have the same broadcast view to it where it's kind of like, looking at the hard cam, the usual WWE hard cam broadcast look to it, or at least it'll let you choose the camera so you can have more dynamic camera actions. But it's the controls that I wanted to focus on real quick. They zoomed in on it. So, okay, so you have your usual ones, your run, your pick up the object, your move, your taunt, your wake up taunts, all that, your pinning. Of course, your paybacks, but now right trigger and B to start up a submission. I'm guessing you can start up a submission from anywhere, wherever you are, whether you are in a front face lock on the ground or even just straight up out of nowhere. That would be kind of cool. But the other thing is heavy attack, light attack, grapple, and also a block function. So it's not just going to be focused on reversals. You can also even dodge now. That does look kind of interesting when it comes down to making some changes into what you're going to do differently for this particular game mode. Moving forward, as we said right here, we see, since we got Kofi versus, oh no, that's not Kofi, that's yeah, that's Montez, my bad. look like that from the start. Yeah, this Montez. Damn, he looks good in this. So we got Montez going for a strike. Biggie able to duck and dodge out of the way. That would be kind of interesting. I'm hoping that they don't have the same way that they did with the reversals, where we have like a reversal bar that you have to fill up. You get a dodge meter too. Maybe that's going to be a thing. I don't know. Maybe it would be nice to have some variation into what you can do. Only having 4 chances or 5 chances at most to turn the tide of a wrestling match just feels kind of rigid when it comes down to the play. So that was one of my biggest complaints when it came down to the game. Even when I thought it was at its best in 2K19, I still hated the reversal feature. But like having reverse, dodge, and block as potential options, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I'll admit that there. The graphics do look good, so we're going to skip ahead because, you know, the hair physics looks like it's working pretty good right there. Again, why does that? Yeah, that looks like freaking Michael Cole, even though who is that? That can't be Chad Gable. That doesn't look nothing like Chad Gable. Yeah, I think that's Chad Gable. God dang it. Of course, you're going to have your 2K showcase, but now here comes the My GM mode. Honestly, I don't know if I am on board with GM mode and universe mode being 2 completely different modes. I would have loved universe mode having some elements of GM mode itself. That's one of the biggest things when it came down to these games. I fell in love with universe mode. I never really was the biggest fan of GM mode myself. I know I'm probably in the minority. The only time that I actually think I focused and paid any attention to GM mode was, I can't remember which one it was, if it was 07 or 06, SmackDown versus Raw, but it was the one where if you wanted to get the ability to completely change the attributes of any superstar on the roster, you had to beat GM mode, or at least end up a season with X amount of dollars in GM mode. And that's where they had this little weird exploit where it's kind of a meta commentary on WWE in general, but basically the exploit was if you kept the same participants match by match by match by match by match, from week to week to week, but you just changed up what the match types were, you would use less money and also at the same time keep the fans more engaged as a result. And you could just basically blow through GM mode, get the requirements that you needed to make the changes to any wrestler at all. And that's what I remember doing that. I can't remember if it was 06 or 07, but it was the one where they had that particular requirement. But I've always wanted to have it back still, even though it's not my thing. I know that the fans wanted it, and I wanted to also give it a try again to see what they would do differently with it. But having GM mode as well is kind of good. The other issue that I want to know is, how does the presentation actually work? Is it going to be full simulation? Yeah, it looks like it's going to be, or maybe some level of simulation, because it just says simulate show. Oh yeah, play match, continue spectate. Okay, so yeah, you can watch the matches. I wonder how that's going to work out, because I know myself and a little self-promotion, Comrade Husky Gaming, we do our own particular e-fed on Twitch, and watching the matches is an incredible thing to experience because the CPU logic is so, light years ahead of anything else that it feels like an actual match flowing with some level of artificial intelligence to make it work. Would this have that same feel for spectating matches, or would it end up falling into the same rote back and forth that we've had whenever you do watch a match that's happening on the WWE 2K games when you're not playing them? I'm curious, always going to be curious with that. I hope that it's closer to Fire Pro when it comes down to looking at spectating a match. If it's more scripted, I don't mind if it's still more scripted in some kind of way in terms of appearance, where it doesn't look like how you're playing the game, but we'll see in the future. Of course, My Faction, you got to get those microtransactions in. I don't give a damn about no My Faction though, because I ain't going to use any of that. But the My Rise, it definitely looks like that's what's going to be taking control of. That's what's going to be taking control of My Career mode. And it looks like we're going to have both men and women involved, just like it was in 2K20. Hopefully they're not interconnected. I do have to run through our whole My Career mode in 2K20 myself just to see how that plays out. Because, again, didn't want to touch anything when it came down to it. And now we got another My Career mode with men and women involved. And hopefully, again, they get to do their own thing without having to be, completely tied together when it comes down to the story. Of course, universe mode, which is the thing that I've always been involved with in terms of the creation. And I really showed you anything with universe mode. When 2K19 dropped, again, I was super ecstatic. So much so that I thought there were only a few pieces away from making a near perfect game. I went out, pre-ordered, got the whole collector's edition for 2K20, and then news came out, Hughes is gone, people are leaving the company, and then they completely shat the bed. Honestly, there's a few things that I want that I know they're not going to put into the game because they're a little pie in the sky, but a few of the things that I do wish that they would have in here is just the ability to really feel like you are creating a story. I know in WWE 13 and WWE 2K14, when 2K took over for THQ, they used to have the universe mode where you could implant stories with each particular matchup. So instead of just one-on-one or two-on-two feuds, you would have one-on-one, three-person, four-person feuds, tag team feuds that would fit a certain story bead, and I've been waiting for that to be implanted in this. I don't know if it's going to be implemented in this particular game. I hope they do. That's the one thing that I think that they can do and should do when it comes down to universe mode to make it absolutely perfect, in my opinion. But there's that, and of course the creation suite. The thing that's taking my attention here is the ability for classes. That's going to be interesting. I hope that it's classes in the way that it is more open-ended, that it determines how your wrestler acts and less about what they can actually have in their repertoire. One of the things that, again, that Fire Pro does well is they have these particular skill types that make certain moves and certain situations more fitting of their character archetype without completely closing off other aspects of the game. Right? You can make a striker that is a high flyer. Yeah, those high flying moves may cause a bigger stamina drain, but you can still do them. And one of the things that 2K19 and 2K20 to a slightly lesser extent fail to really implement is like, hey, you have to be a wrestler class, and then we're going to completely shut off other options for creating the perfect guy, the perfect wrestler that you want to make. And that's the one thing that I hope that they get rid of. Get rid of that barrier. Let's actually create a thing where we can make whatever we want, and let there be some level of drawback for going outside of the archetype, but without completely closing you off. That's going to be the big part right there. But also, like, when it comes down to body sizes, like seeing somebody actually able to be more rotund without it looking too cartoonish, like that's a big thing when it comes down to character creations. Of course, they're going to be telling you much more. They're going to be waiting until January to give you full details, and we're going to be waiting until January to get those details and see if any of our predictions, any of our breakdowns are correct, or if it's just, as we said, kind of pie in the sky things right there. But that was a trailer, WWE 2K22. Let us know what you thought about it. Let us know if you're still hyped for it, if this brings back a little bit of faith or good faith with a level of transparency that they gave with this very early leaked release trailer. Let us know what you thought about it down in the comments below. Also, our question of the day is going to be very simple. Are you interested anymore, or are you back interested in this game? Let us know down in the comments below, because again, we do like to hear from you. Our Kaiju Faithful, you can also help support this channel by making sure that you are subscribed to us. Hit the little bell icon to get notifications for every video that we do just for you. Like any of the content that you do enjoy, drop a comment down below because it does help with the little algorithm bump. And again, we do want to hear from you guys as well. You can also help further support us by making sure that you are a patron. Head on over to patreon.com/HEELKAIJU to get updates on the site, the store, and the channel. Get you some exclusive content whenever we do drop it, and even some exclusive discount codes that you can use over at our store. We want to thank you guys for joining us. Hope you're having a wonderful day out there, and we'll catch you on the next trailer drops. Deuces.